You were such a good listener, Thomas. It makes me feel so special.
You are special. If you don't mind, if you could just...
This makes me feel really special, too, because, Discover's giving me cash back on debit, not just credit.
Actually, Discover gives cash back on debit to everyone.
Everybody?
Everybody, if you could just...
What about Debbie Johns? All those years that I couldn't find my bike, it was in her garage. Like, she gets it.
If she has Discover cashback debit, then yeah.
Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account with cash back for everyone.
So if you're happy and you know it, throw your hands up and show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. And if you love the life you're living, go ahead and dive right in and shake it like you mean it. Do a little dance. Show me what you got. Oh, 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 oh. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Find your happiness in San Diego.
Ready to go in the ACC. Welcome to Pittsburgh as the home team Pitt Panthers host the Wake Forest Demon Deacons in a critical conference game in the ACC. The standings a logjam about midway through conference play. Malcolm Huckabee, Jay Alter with you. A win tonight would go a long way for both of these teams as they look to separate.
Jay, we're getting closer to March. Important game tonight for Wake on the road against a Pitt team that's looking for their first home win in the ACC. A lot at stake tonight.
For Wake Forest, this would be a quad one win, a huge boost to the NCAA tournament resume. It would bring them inside the top 4 of the ACC standings. For Pitt, they're also looking to bolster that tournament resume after making it a year ago. And this would be their first home ACC win of the season. Jeff Capel's team has been terrific on the road, but they are 0-4 inside the Oakland Zoo. The Pete, normally a great home court advantage. Surprising that they're 0-4 in conference play here at home. Wake Forest in black, Pitt in white. We are underway in the ACC. And it's the Demon Deacons that start with the ball. Wake Forest off a long 9-day layoff since they last played on Big Monday in a loss to North Carolina.
Pitt, Jay, comes out in man-to-man. Defending the three-point line is going to be key in this game for both teams. Two of the better teams at making threes in this league.
Swatted, great defense by Zach Austin all over Boopy Miller. There's still 2 seconds on the shot clock here.
And Wake, one of the better offensive teams in the ACC. As you take a look at their starting 5, deep in the shot clock, though, on their first possession.
Shot clock violation. You do wonder in the middle of the season where all these games are coming fast and furious in ACC play, it's rare that you would have 9 days off in between games, especially Wake in that game just shot 3 of 20 from 3, a season low.
And I think that's a theme we're going to watch in this game. When you have that type of long layoff, will they be rusty to start off this game?
Here's Hunter Salas. He's been the go-to guy all season for the Demon Deacons. And his fellow transfer, Efton Reed, trying to muscle on Federico and opens the scoring. Efton Reed.
Jay, that is all set up because Wake is such a good three-point shooting team. You have to be out on the shooters and allowing Efton Reed to work. He has been such a huge addition to this Wake Forest team. The 7-footer transfer from Gonzaga.
Pull up, pop up, Carrington, nothing but the bottom of the net. A star freshman continues what has been a terrific first campaign here at Pitt.
And you're absolutely right. He is a star in the making, one of the best freshman guards, not just in the ACC, but in college basketball.
Foul called. Wake Forest is going right at Federico tonight. And Steve Forbes, head coach of the Demon Deacons, he has been effusive in his praise for Efton Reed. Since Reed's return, This Wake team 9-3, and I think with him in the lineup, they've proven they're a top 25 team in the nation.
No doubt. I absolutely agree, and I think this is a dimension he adds to this team, a post presence, and that's all set up because you have to double Reed. Excellent pass that time out of the double team. And again, if you don't defend the three-point line against Wake, they will make you pay.
Reed and Salas both coming over from Gonzaga. Tough to find two more impact transfers in the country. Carrington, back-to-back buckets for the freshman.
Well, he does not play like a freshman. His basketball IQ off the charts. That's a big-time move. Snake the screen and then hold off the defender.
Carr trying to keep it in play, gave it away. Here's Jalen Lowe, the fellow freshman in the backcourt, swings it to Austin on the drive. 10 on the timer. Lowe leaves it for Federico, who draws the foul.
And Jay, this is the dimension that Efton Reed brings to this Wake team. Again, you have to double him if he gets it going. That's a beautiful play out of the double team. And then right here, the freshman playing like a veteran. That's a beautiful move. Snake the ball screen, hold off the defender, and then shoot in the mid-range. Jeff Capel and staff have really found another really a good young freshman point guard.
Well, you mentioned, Huck, two teams that are not shy to let it fly, two of the best shooting teams really in the ACC in the country, and both of these guys, Salas and Hinson, can light it up.
I tell you what, the pickup, Salas, you talked about it, transfer from Gonzaga, and then Hinson, for me, he is a guy that can go on a 10-0 run by himself. One of the quickest releases in college basketball. So again, if you like offense and three-point shooting, you're at the right station.
Wake Forest fans need no reminder of what Blake Hinson can do. He had 8 threes in this matchup a year ago, part of a program record 18. And it's interesting, Wake Forest, they're committed to going inside to start this game. All 7 points have come from the paint to start this matchup.
And early on, Reed, more of a passer out of that double team. He's doing a great job reading the double team, and then he's finding guys. That time, the cutter.
Lowe turnaround contested, and he hits it. Jalen Lowe. And these freshmen continue to show up and show out for Pitt.
That's great footwork, little reverse pivot, and again, both these young guards excellent in the mid-range.
Well, everything's been generated from down low. Even the Salas 3 came off a Reed pass. And here's Reed passing again out of the post. Carr drills it from deep. Andrew Carr registers a triple, and Wake Forest firing on all cylinders early.
And Reed right now, give him an assist for that. That's the hockey assist. That's set up and started because he makes an excellent cross-court pass out of the double. Right now, Pitt's going to have to do a better job disguising their double team. Right now, Reed's just reading it, and then he's making an excellent pass out of the double team.
Getting it done on both ends, Efton Reed to start this game. Wake has made 4 in a row. They've had a hot hand early. Salas lines it up and drills it. Hunter Salas, he's got 2 triples early.
Well, Jeff Capel, we were at shoot-around, and the emphasis was that right there. Defending the three-point line. Now, that's a switch. Great read by Boopy Miller. Had a big on him, went right at him, dribble drive, and then pass to a wide-open shooter.
Hinson splits the double team and cashes in. Pittsburgh desperately needed that, ending a 6-0 Wake mini run. Wake shooting 5 of 6 to start this game, including the last 5 all makes. Although Boopy Miller misses that layup. Austin, the trailer, can't knock it down. Salas going coast to coast. Hunter Salas, he is on fire. 8 points already out of the Demon Deacons 15.
Two things Jeff Capel talked about at shoot-around keys. Defend the three-point line and then transition defense. Again, Wake, one of the better scoring teams in the ACC. They lead it right now, but that guy right there is the answer.
Blake Hinson spins his way into a three. We mentioned the last time these two teams met, Pitt hit a program record 18 threes. Hinson had 8 of them. Reed didn't get it off cleanly. Great defense, Federico. These teams shooting a combined 11 of 15 to start this game. Salas draws the foul on the floor. If you like good shooting, Huck, you found the right game on a Wednesday night.
If you like three-point shooting and offense, you're at the right spot. Hunter Salas with the three. And then Blake Hinson put him in the spin cycle. One of the quickest releases in college basketball.
Head coach Steve Forbes is dominating the transfer portal better than any. The two guys coming over from Gonzaga, Salas and Reed, and then terrific for the Demon Deacons.
Yeah, and I think Miller, Salas and Reed, two guys coming over from Gonzaga, the jump that they have game for Efton Reed last year with the Zags, jumps up. A start to the ACC conference play for Wake.
Been this season, Alondas Williams, Tyree Appleby, two guys that come. You know, he's really shown over the last 3 seasons that he can.
So he's got a great eye for guys that fit his system.
Angle there. With 8 of the Demon Deacons 15. With 10 seconds to shoot. Hendrickson with 3, has to hoist it at the end of the shot clock. He didn't have. By Pitt, the Panthers trying to clamp down after a hot start offensively. Wake started this game shooting 5 of 6 from the floor since 1 of 6, and it's because Pittsburgh has really dialed it in on defense.
And the key right here, watch Federico hedge on the ball screen. That is so key. That disrupted the offensive flow of Wake's half-court set. And that's all set up by all 5 guys being connected. And Jay, I think the key thing as you take a look at Steve Forbes, frustrated with that. Federico, the key thing for him and what makes him special for this Pitt team, how he defends ball screens. That is so key, speaking to the coaching staff. Excellent job that time disrupting Wake Forest's offense.
And Efton Reed was off the floor during that cold spell. You have to think that the offense has been working through Reed, foul called against Pitt on the rebound. And with him on the floor, he just gives the Demon Deacons such a big presence.
And you're absolutely right. I think on both ends, we talked about it, close to 2 blocks per game, so he's providing some rim protection. I think the biggest thing, though, offensively, it allows them to have somebody that they can dump the ball down low to and play through in the post to go along with all the excellent shooters they have.
Trying to squeeze it into Reed, read well and intercepted by Leggett. Here's Carrington in attack mode. Pulls up. Can't connect this time. Hinson, great defense. He brings so much energy and passion to the game, Blake Hinson.
And he's leaned out, again, really worked on all aspects of his game. And credit, again, Jeff Capel and staff. They do a great job in terms of the player development piece. And Henson's added some twist to his game. Everybody knows he can shoot, but now he's playing a lot more in the post and also off the bounce.
That drops in for Hunter Salas, ends a 3-minute scoring drought for the Demon Deacons. Salas with 10 of Wake's 17 in this first half.
And that's a great pull-up jumper that time, the previous possession for Salas. Again, playing off of 2 feet. Look at this right here. Again, change direction and then up off of 2 feet. Young players take note. Wake does a really good job having their guards and wings play off of 2 feet once they get into the paint.
Monsanto transition 3, and he's fouled. It's been great to see Damari Monsanto back in the lineup with Wake Forest. This is his 3rd game back from injury. He has overcome 3 season-ending injuries throughout his career. To get him back on the court, a huge testament to the character and the mental fortitude that that young man has.
And shoot around this afternoon, Pitt, he's also one of the more lethal three-point shooters.
Oh, yeah.
Already 2 games, 6 threes. And right there again, that was something Pitt worked on in shoot-around closeouts, in particular on Monsanto. They said, look, you must be there on the catch. That time they're late, and he makes them pay from the free throw line.
An 8-point lead for the Demon Deacons in what would be a critical road win. Wake has been terrific at home, 11-0, just 2-6 away from home. And this would be a quad 1 road win. The best win you can get in terms of an NCAA tournament resume.
Blake Hinson felt he was hit on that turnaround.
And the scoring drought is now 4 minutes for Pitt. So while the defense has improved for the Panthers, the offense has fallen into a scoring drought of 4 minutes, and Jeff Capel told us that they need to be able to weather those storms. Blake Hinson heads out to the Pitt bench. Panthers have missed their last 6 shots. Well, Jeff Capel said at shoot-around today, we're going to go through a period tonight where the shots aren't falling. We just can't let our opponents separate during that time.
And I think the big thing is growth, right? Again, they're starting 2 young backcourt players. Jay, I think weathering those storms starts on this end right here. See if you can get some stops and then try to get out in transition if you're this Pitt team.
Reed going right at Diaz Graham, and that's too easy for Efton Reed.
They're going to have to double. Again, right there, he's giving up a lot of weight and strength. They're going to have to double quick because right now, Reed catching the ball deep in the post. And this is what he brings right here. Look at this. Again, squaring up. You have to honor the three-point shooters, and then that's just too deep. Diaz has got to do a better job of pushing him out of the paint. When he allows him to back down and get 2 feet in the paint, he's going to score, or you're going to have to put him on the free throw line.
7-0 run for the Demon Deacons as Wake starts to separate on the road. Fredrickson, great fake, steps back. It doesn't drop. Carrington, he's been the catalyst tonight.
And I really like how Carrington changes pace and changes direction. Great size for a freshman, goes about 6'5". A great strength. Putting up some pretty good numbers for a freshman. 13 points a game, 4 assists, 5 rebounds, and I think that's the key thing. He does a little bit of everything. Really good rebounder from that guard spot.
Wide open for 3. Rattles in and out, no good. And Pitt desperate for something to fall. The scoring drought now longer than 5 minutes here. They've missed 7 straight. Lob to Reed, who couldn't quite keep it in. Turnover.
Well, that's great team defense. Again, that's the adjustment by Pitt.
Reed went flying for that ball. 7-footer, 240 pounds.
He's down. Let's hope he's not hurt. Now, again, I didn't see the fall afterwards, but there's a lot of just stuff there. Again, you got some camera folks, some stairs, so let's just hope he didn't hit his head or also body on anything where he's going to be injured, and that's a good sign right there. He's up and walking. Again, right here, Hildreth trying to make that pass, but again, you see the help coming. And then he just kind of carried his momentum into the crowd. Ooh, the
cameraman took the charge.
Yeah, the cameraman might need some Advil after that one right there.
Blocker charge.
I'm going to go with, I'm going to give him the charge on that one for giving up his body.
Our cameraman Jared putting his body on the line there. Pittsburgh scoreless on 9 straight possessions. It's been more than 5 minutes and 30 seconds without a bucket. Leggett trying to change it, and he does. Ish Leggett knocks down a big-time 3, much needed.
Both these teams shoot the ball so well from beyond the arc. That time, though, off the bounce.
Hildreth lost it. Leggett, who just hit the 3, looking for more. Dishes it to Austin, who flies into contact. And it's an offensive foul. Wake Forest getting back with some transition defense. Leggett trying to will Pittsburgh back into it after a 5-minute scoreless drought. Finally got the triple.
Introducing Anabay, the only custom designer sofa starting at $639. Shop Anabay and join thousands of customers who are obsessing over our sofa and learn what sets us apart. Try it for yourself with our satisfaction guarantee, 30 days to fall in love, or all your money back. What are you waiting for?
I'm so glad you're my personal shopper.
I'm your bodyguard.
Oh, yeah, that's right, day and night, right?
I actually only work the day shift.
Well, then who am I talking to at 3 a.m.?
I think you're confusing me with your Discover card again?
I am?
Yeah, it's their 24/7 customer service. They also protect you from fraud on unauthorized purchases.
Oh, really?
24/7 customer service.
What do you protect me from?
Mostly yourself?
And $0 fraud liability.
Oh.
So tomorrow the calendar turns to February, and I feel like that's really where bracketology begins to heat up. And I don't want to get in trouble with our colleague Joe Lunardi, who historically is very accurate with projecting the field of 68. But you look at what he has today, the ACC, a 3-bid league behind the Mountain West, the Pac-12, the Big Ten, the Big East. I don't love the net either, but it's closer to reality than Joe is. Look at the teams in the top 50 of the net. The ACC is the 3rd conference with 6 above the Big East, Big Ten, Pac-12, Mountain West. And I think if you look at the eye test, it should at least be a 6-bid league.
Well, I had a conversation with Joe Lunardi this morning, and we're going to get him on as we get closer to March because, again, some of these numbers, obviously, it's the debate every year as we get closer to March, as you take a look at who's in, who's out. For me, I'm just going to have a hard time believing that only 3 teams from the ACC should be in. I look at these teams like UVA, teams like Wake, teams like even a Miami, Virginia Tech. Eye test, I don't care what you say about what the numbers say. To me, I think they're worthy NCAA tournament teams, also to go along with some wins early on that can boost that.
That rattles in for the freshman Bub Carrington. cuts the lead to 6. And he has led the way for the Panthers all season, but tonight no exception, 7 points. Reed lines up the 3. Can't knock it down.
And you'll live with that if you're Pitt. Efton Reed shooting threes.
Leggett, step back. Got it! Back-to-back threes. And just like that, it's a one-possession game.
And that's a mismatch again. That time Carr on Leggett. He sees the mismatch, goes right at him. Beautiful step-back jumper.
Wake bunched up. Reed trying to clear out. He has had the better of Federico tonight. That time, Federico all over Reed. Great defense.
And you see the adjustment by Pitt. Again, now they're going to double. But right here, this is Leggett. Beautiful pass. You can't draw it up any better. Unselfish basketball. Dribble drive kick. And then Carrington gives it right back to him. Leggett going at Carr. Excellent offensive possessions back-to-back by Pitt.
Miller contested 3 as the buzzer sounds. Great defense by Pitt. They are right back in this game. They've made 3 in a row on a 6-0 run in the last minute. For the tie, Leggett left it short.
Heaving in the half court, the closeouts, and trying to keep the ball out of the paint if you're Wake.
Hunter Salas, so crafty, off the window and in. He leads all scorers with 12.
Well, Jay, I love his mid-range. He showed off of 2 feet that time, though. Shoots a nice little floater high up over the defender. That's a big-time finish.
When Wake has needed a big-time bucket this season, it is usually in the hands of 23, Salas.
Well, again, before off of 2 feet right here, knows he needs to get it up quick. That's a tough floater over Federico by Hunter Salas, the leading scorer for Wake. And he came into this one averaging 16, and I'll tell you what, he might get there before the half finishes.
A week from tonight, right here on ACC Network, a doubleheader that tips off in Syracuse at 7 as they take on Louisville, and then continues at Cameron Indoor. And the Duke Blue Devils host Notre Dame. That is a week from tonight, right here on ACC Network. A great conference game right now in Pitt. One possession game. Wake has led for most of this first half, but the Panthers battling back. Lob to Reed, and the 7-footer hammers it home.
That's a beautiful set play. So many actions on that half-court set by Wake. Finished with a beautiful lob by Salas to Reed.
Federico answers with a slam of his own. The high flyer, Federico.
Both teams executing in their half-court.
Back and forth we go. Both of these teams outstanding offense and execution right now.
Well, Wake, again, we talked about it, leading the ACC, close to 80 points per game.
Leggett lost the handle, but regathers it. Drives to the rim, misses the layup, bounces out to Salas. Dangerous in transition. Leaves it for Hildreth. That rolls off the rim, no good. High tempo, back and forth game. Leggett connects.
Well, Leggett has been really big for Pitt in this game thus far. In the first half, he is step back threes. That time, though, nice little pull-up jumper from the foul line.
Salas had it deflected. Up ahead, Hinson. He's a threat to shoot at all times. Backing down Hildreth, trying to bully his way in, and draws the foul. The Pitt has made 5 of the last 7 as The slam dunk contest broke out here in Pitt.
Well, right here, Efton Reed off the beautiful lob pass, and then Federico says right back at you. We got some excellent offense in this first half by both these teams.
Welcome, the Pitt backcourt has been the glue of this team so far tonight.
Yeah, credit Jeff Capel and staff. They've done a phenomenal job with this young backcourt. Right here, Carrington with the three off of excellent ball movement, and then right here in transition. I love the basketball IQ right here. That's a great read. Identify the mismatch, and then Leggett taking advantage of it with the step back. And you're absolutely right, Jay. That has been the strength for this Pitt team, their wings and also backcourt play.
And you think about the team that won 2 games in the NCAA tournament a year ago, that was built off a very veteran, talented backcourt, and they graduated and moved on. So the question was, well, who's going to step up for Pitt? And they relied on 2 freshmen and an impact transfer. To Jalen Lowe, one of those 2 freshmen, along with Bob Carrington, and they've had huge shoes to fill, and they've done it very, very well. You look at Lowe in the last 4 games, has been tremendous.
He has, and again, going back to, as these young players, as you take a look at Lowe off the high ball screen, I think that's what any coach looks for, trying to play your best basketball come February and March.
The defensive end continues to come up with turnovers. That's the 8th turnover caused in this first half. They've only turned it into 4 points, though.
And that's the key right there. We're trying to limit those, but again, obviously, Steve Forbes not happy with the turnovers. And I think, though, the glaring number is the paint. Right now, Wake is dominating the paint. 18-6 in favor of Wake Forest. They're doing a great job. A lot of that, though, Efton Reed establishing him, playing through him in the post.
Leggett's had the hot hand, lines up a 3. This one can't connect. Whoopi Miller's been quiet, explodes, turns around, fades away, kicks to Salas. Long 2, misfires.
One thing, though, that Wake has done against this Pitt team, cleaned up the defensive glass. Pitt came into this game one of the better offensive rebounding teams. Wake has limited those opportunities.
Collision there from Leggett and Miller. Hildreth on the bench with 3 fouls.
That's a veteran move right there by Whoopi Miller. He just put on the brakes, got the rebound, knew that Leggett was behind him, and just stopped, put on the brakes, made him run into him. And again, that's just great recognition. If you're Whoopi Miller, look, you're in the bonus. Those are 2 freebies for you.
He makes the front end.
Jay, Wake, a really good free throw shooting team as well. And again, I think that's key as you're trying to win these games on the road.
Missed the second. Yeah, Malcolm, Wake shooting 80% on the season from the foul line. The Demon Deacons have led for most of this first half. Here's Hinson. Leggett into some contact, no call. Carr rips it away for Wake. Miller, pull up pop, perfect touch for Whoopi Miller.
Key thing is off 2 feet. That's one thing that I noticed with these Wake guards and wings. That's under control, playing off of 2 feet. A beautiful body control by Whoopi Miller.
Low in a double team. Trapped in the corner. Foot on the line. That's a turnover. Great pressure by Wake.
And that's great, again, just recognition, seeing the guy in the corner, keep him in the trap, and then right here, again, playing off of 2 feet. Young players take note, under control, off of 2 feet. That's excellent body control and touch in the mid-range.
Miller trying to shake his way free. Boopy Miller, so crafty. What a bucket.
Clinic. Well, that's a footwork clinic right there. Again, you can't show off any better footwork than what Boopy Miller did right there. Get in the lane, reverse pivot, and then finish. Right now, Wake on a roll.
Thanks for always being there for me.
Actually, I'm off in an hour.
But you said you'd be there to protect me.
Well, let's Discover. They protect you from fraud on unauthorized purchases.
Oh, really?
$0 fraud liability from Discover.
What do you protect me from?
Mostly yourself?
Captain Marvel. You ever come in here with good news?
Hold that thought.
The Marvels is now streaming only on Disney+.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Grab your family
What's wrong with that cat?
and experience the fun at home.
Hi, Captain Marvel is in our house.
1, 2, 3, go.
Hold on for an action-packed ride.
You are not going on any space adventures.
The Marvels, rated PG-13, now streaming only on Disney+.
I can't be a pop star? Doubt it. Chauncey! This is rough, but it's also finished. You know what you want to do here?
Please don't touch that.
Get ready, America.
Now, Malcolm, you just said a footwork clinic. You love watching Boopy Miller play.
Right here, again, off of 2 feet. And then the previous one going into break, it was a reverse pivot. Again, that is so key when you're a guard getting into the paint, being under control.
Contested shot goes begging from Carrington. Now Wake can hold for the final shot of this first half. They've built an 8-point lead. Salas with under 10 to operate. Goes to work. Pull up pop, draws the foul. An opportunity to make it a 10-point lead headed into halftime from the foul line.
Well, right before Salas shot that shot, what you want to do is foul. And again, we talked about ACC.
Very difficult when you're playing a team that's shooting 80% from the foul line. Not going to miss from the line. And
well, 4.4 seconds left. So I'd say the same thing to Wake as well, too. Obviously, the last thing you want to do is foul, end this situation. Plenty of time to get a couple of bounces, maybe a pass before you shoot if you're Pitt, but you got to go quick.
into Carrington. 3 seconds left in the half. Hoists it. Good if it goes, but off the mark. And Wake Forest closes the first half, holding Pitt to a 4-minute scoring drought. Pitt building a 10-point advantage on the road. Looking for a critical road win. It would be a quad 1 win for Wake's NCAA tournament resume, but the Panthers down, but certainly not out. Still a lot of game left as we head into halftime in the ACC. Just a 10-point lead at the break, 20 minutes down, 20 to go. Malcolm Huckabee, Jay Alter with you. We talked about it's a log-jammed ACC right now in the standings. So this is a very critical game as one of these two teams gets a much-needed win to try and separate, break free.
Absolutely, huge game, obviously, for Wake on the road. Those road wins are always huge. And then for Pitt, a team that's trying to get their first home win in the ACC conference play. I think in that first half, you take a look at Hunter Salas, 14 points, 5 of 7 from the floor. I think the big number, rebounding and points in the paint. Wake 20 points in the paint, 6 to Pitt. And then I think defensive rebounding for Wake was huge. Pitt came into this game leading the ACC, close to 13 offensive rebounds per game. They had 0 in the first half.
And Leggett and Carrington leading the way for Pitt. If the Panthers are going to come back, it'll likely be on the back of those two. Mix in a Blake Hinson 3. And it's the Panthers that start with the ball trailing by 10. What do you think the recipe is for a second half comeback here?
Well, again, offensively, I think they were okay. I think, though, defensively, the issue was keeping Salas and then also Efton Reed out of the paint.
Hinson passes out of the double team. Federico, 2 chances at it, couldn't convert. Salas weaving through all the way to the rim, everything but the finish. Stays Demon Deacon's ball. Miller on the move. Kick to the corner, Hildreth sends it back to Miller. 3 seconds to shoot. Draws the contact. And Boopy Miller will head to the line.
And this is something the Pitt coaching staff talked about, in particular with Miller. You have to stay down on his head fakes. Again, we talked about him, and that's why it's so key playing off of 2 feet. You saw him that time again. He reverse pivoted about 2 times on that possession alone. Little shot fake gets him up in the air, and he's at the free throw line. Again, you have to stay disciplined in your defensive position. Right here, little head fake. Again, that's just crafty by Boopy Miller.
The largest lead of the night for Wake Forest. They've led the entire game. And now a 12-point lead here at the start of the second half. Carrington pull up pop, left it short. You mentioned the offensive rebounds. That's the first of the night for Pittsburgh. Can they cash in? Here's Hinson. Only 5 points to his name in the first half. Count it, plus the foul. That's more like it for Blake Hinson.
Talk about playing off of 2 feet. This is a grown man move right here. Shot fake, and then take the smaller Miller through contact and one. Look at his eyes right there on the basket and rim the entire time. That's a tough finish through contact by Hinson.
Hinson, who Jeff Capel has told us his confidence when he gets going is contagious to this team.
And they are really pleased with the leadership that he has shown, the growth. More of a focal leader this year on this team. And again, we talked about the young backcourt. It has been huge for their growth.
Reed continuing to go to work on the low block. Efton Reed, he's put on a big man clinic tonight.
Well, they're going to have to double. Again, in that first half, the adjustment was they started doubling. They can't leave him alone against Reed, Federico.
Goaltending plus the foul. So an and one opportunity coming again for Pitt.
And this right here, again, you're going to have to double. He's just backing them down. Federico giving up too much weight. And then on the other end right here, Federico going right back at him. Not a smart play, though, by Reed. Again, that's a clear goaltend. Not sure that ball was going in if he tipped it, but again, that's an easy call for the refs to make.
They're over at the monitor. This will be a quick look.
Yeah, I mean, it hit the backboard first, and he clearly hit it afterwards. And I like that. Again, not much debate on that one right there. Make sure you get it right, but that's not one that you need to take a whole heck of a lot of time on. Both coaches using that little delay as a timeout. The ref trying to get them back to the free throw line and set up, but typically reviews take a little bit longer.
And it's two great coaching staffs. We really enjoy talking with Jeff Capel and Steve Forbes and our great production staff put together. These are the two reigning ACC Coaches of the Year. Capel last year and staff, and Forbes in year 21-22. They both took over programs that, quite frankly, needed a rebuild, and what have they done? They've rebuilt them.
They really have, and I think both of these coaches have done a great job in the transfer portal, and then this year with Capel, the young backcourt, he's done a phenomenal job. And brother Jason on staff, Milan Brown, Coach Timmy O'Toole, those guys all do a great job, not only obviously manning the transfer portal, but then the development of these players when they get here.
You mentioned the backcourt experience with this young backcourt that Pitt's working with this year. 18 and a half. Whereas Wake, the average is more than 20. Ripped away. Here's Leggett. Pitt trying to get something in transition. Feels like they've come out with a much better energy in this second half.
Well, the key thing on that last defensive play, watch how Federico resists. Again, that's further out than Efton Reed has normally been getting. Federico shows some resistance and then keeps him further away from the basket, setting up to help to come in and take the steal. He needs more of that in this second half. That's great individual defense by Federico.
Leggett into the double team, missed it. Salas keeps it in play for Wake. Great hustle play from Hunter Salas, who leads all scorers with 14 points tonight.
Wake's got a mismatch down there.
It was Leggett.
Yeah,
who was on Reed.
Yeah, and he did a great job blocking out as well, too.
Federico rejected by Reed. Travel on the other end.
But that's what Efton Reed brings to this Wake Forest team right here. Again, Federico does a great job running the floor. He's done that all day, but then the recovery, and that's what Reed brings. Again, close to 2 blocks per game.
And you don't want to harp on the bracketology stuff too much, but you hope the committee takes into account how good they've been with Reed. You look at their metrics, top 20 in offensive and defensive efficiency with Reed on the court. They're 9-3 since his return.
And Jay, that's a great point, and I think that's the part where, again, I don't get the analytics. Guys playing injured. Wake with Efton Reed versus without him, they're a completely different team. That's a 7-footer coming in, transferring from Gonzaga. Certainly, they are much better with a 7-footer that can score and also shot block in their lineup. And you're right, the numbers don't lie.
Yeah, numbers don't lie, and an opportunity to get a critical road win tonight. This would be a quad 1 win. And you know, Wake Forest net 44. That's without Reed as well. You know, it takes the entire year into summary, and they're missing that quad 1 win, which they could get tonight. If they get that tonight, I think you'd have to put them in the field as it stands. And I think you'd put them in anyway, considering how good they've been with Reed back into the lineup.
Both these coaches, we asked them about that, and they had a lot to say about it. But at the end of the day, both of them said, and I agree, it's all about winning. Just win, baby, and everything else takes care of itself.
Yep. Especially if you can get a win on the road. Pitt has cut the lead to 6.
Beautiful pull-up jumper that time by the freshman, Carrington.
Salas from the corner, way off the mark. Carrington finds low, contested 3. He misfires, gets his own rebound, kick out. Carrington missed it. Another look. Third time's the try. Scoop to the hoop. Ish Leggett.
Offensive rebound. We talked about it. They had 0 in that first half. Second chance opportunity right here. Unselfish ball, and then Leggett with the reverse. Right now, Pitt on a run.
Introducing Anabam, the only custom designer sofa starting at $639. Shop Anabam and join thousands of customers who are obsessing over our sofa and learn what sets us apart. Try it for yourself with our satisfaction guarantee, 30 days to fall in love, or all your money back. What are you waiting for? Introducing Anabam, the only custom designer sofa starting at $639. Shop Anabam and join thousands of customers who are obsessing over our sofa and learn what sets us apart. Try it for yourself with our satisfaction guarantee, 30 days to fall in love, or all your money back. What are you waiting for?
Now, Pittsburgh is wearing tonight this game played in 1943 between Duke and NC Central. The McClendon Foundation Minority Leadership Initiative that began a few.
It really has, and they've been heavily involved, the university, along with assistant coach Milan Brown as well, too, on Pitt staff. Importance of Mr. McClendon and their founder. Previous possession.
Leggett, step back.
Leggett has been huge right now in double figures, 12 points for Pitt.
They've gone right back to Reed. Oh, it stays Wake's way. A tough contested game between Wake and Pitt in the ACC.
Well, Wake up 5 on the road, but a battle of the bigs right here. Efton Reed, the transfer from Gonzaga. Great footwork going right at Federico. And then on the other side right here, great work by Federico. These two, Jay, have gone at it. I think this is going to be a key in this game. Wake has done a really nice job trying to establish Reed and the post. Pitt has made some adjustments, doubling, but I think the key is going to be Federico. Can he push Reed further away from the basket?
And right on cue, right back to the post battle. Reed getting the better of Federico there.
And that time, Pitt, again, chooses not to double. I think you got to double or dig. I think, again, right now, Reed has the weight and strength advantage on Federico. He's just backing his way down.
Carrington trying to answer, and he does. The freshman not shy. He has met the moment throughout his first season here at Pitt.
He is so impressive. Again, snaking ball screens and then holding players off as you take a look at great recovery defense. But this battle between Reed and Federico, I think, is going to decide this game. Wake is continuing to play through Reed right here. Great footwork and finish by Efton Reed.
And don't you think the Demon Deacons, when they've looked their best offensively, it has been through Reed?
Absolutely tonight, and that's the matchup they continue to go at.
Wake had the largest lead at 12. Pitt has cut it to 5. 5 seconds to shoot. Carrington finds Hinson. Step back, contested 3. Rattles home. Blake Hinson hits it. And it's a 4-point game, or 2-point game.
One of the more difficult contested shot makers in college basketball. That's not bad defense. That's just a guy that's one of the better players in the ACC.
Fredrickson looking for the answer. Can't find one. Bounces out Hildreth. Sends it into Carr. He's trying to muscle on Federico. 10 seconds on the timer. Here's Salas. Yet to score in this second half. Lost the handle. Leggett sends it up for Federico. That's a jump ball between Federico and Reed. Now Blake Hinson, he's been a little quiet for his standards tonight, but a big triple here.
Yeah, one of the more difficult shot makers. Not bad D. That's Blake Hinson right there doing what he does best.
You're such a good listener, Thomas. It makes me feel so special.
You are special. If you don't mind, if you could just...
This makes me feel really special, too, because, Discover's giving me cash back on debit, not just credit.
Actually, Discover gives cash back on debit to everyone.
Everybody?
Everybody, if you could just...
What about Debbie Johns? All those years that I couldn't find my bike, it was in her garage. Like, she gets it.
If she has Discover cashback debit, then yeah.
Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account with cash back for everyone.
Captain Marvel. You ever come in here with good news?
Hold that thought.
The Marvels is now streaming only on Disney+.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Grab your family
What's wrong with that cat?
and experience the fun at home.
Hi, Captain Marvel is in our house. 1, 2, 3, go.
Hold on for an action-packed ride.
You are not going on any space adventures.
The Marvels, rated PG-13, now streaming only on Disney+.
Well, Pitt on the wins versus losses. It falls on the shoulders of Blake Hinson.
Got to communicate on the actions of that Wake Forest. Zoom actions. Communication is key.
Fredrickson, he can't connect. Wake getting good looks, they just can't.
Rebound, one of the better times to get a three. Fredrickson wide open.
In this second half, it's allowed Pitt to take a... Carrington drills it to tie it at 49.
Oh, ball IQ off the charts, and the zoo is alive.
Into Reed. And I think a lot of people thought Pitt would be a lot better than their 3-6 ACC Duke team. The home court advantage they usually have for here at home in ACC play. A great chance program.
And for me, though, I think it goes to the, in my opinion, a tournament team in Wake Forest. Again, they're going to have to try to close this game out.
Afton Reed. He keeps delivering.
Grown man move. Again, he's taking his time. One of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. If you double, they'll make you reverse pivot off of 2 feet. You can't do it any better. In the half court.
The start of this second half, they have battled back to tie it right here on the second. Carrington foul shot.
Smaller lineup in here for Pitt. So now obviously if Wake continues to play through Efton.
It's Duke Carolina. Of course it's bigger. That's why we're making such a big deal out of it, because it is bigger.
Doesn't get bigger or better than Duke and North Carolina Saturday, 6:30 Eastern Time on ESPN. There are 3 top 10 matchups on ESPN this Saturday. You take a look at the ACC. Virginia all the way down on to Pitt. The top 12, there's just not.
Could go on and on about the strength of this conference. Right in that middle, and Wake, one of those teams.
Coming out of the timeout. Everything but the finish. They say it was off Wake Forest last, so Pitt basketball.
And that's a great job of team rebounding and blocking out by Pitt. Again, they got a smaller lineup out there right now. It's going to take all 5 guys to get on the defensive glass.
Off the mark, offensive rebound. And Lowe, the freshman, mishandled it.
Well, in that first half, Pitt, 0 offensive rebounds. They've woken up in the second half. And what their bigs do, they do a great job tipping the ball back out. So if they can't get it, they try to tip it back out to have one of their teammates get it. Do a great job attacking the offensive glass.
Miller, another turnover. Here's Carrington. And he draws the foul. A chance for Bub Carrington to give Pitt their first lead of the night from the foul line.
This right here, all set up by the defense again. Active in the passing lane, and then Carrington, so good, changing direction. A little hesitation right there, and so impressed with his court awareness, his ability to change speeds, change direction. Great size for a guard.
He leads all scorers with 17 points tonight. And with that made free throw, it's the first time Pitt. But this is the first time Pitt is in front. And what a bounce. The weekend now 18 to lead the Panthers. Traffic, and that rattles in, ties it at 57.
And just nonchalantly lays it up off the glass. That's a tough shot. He made it look easy. Great body control by Hunter Salas.
Leggett, deep 3, drills it! Ish Leggett!
He has been on fire tonight. He scored at all 3 levels. That time, a deep 3.
Salas thought about the 3, gives it up to Hildreth. Inside Reed. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Hildreth lines it up. Missed it. Count it. Plus the foul. Ish Leggett has taken over.
That's the best defense to offense transition. And it's all set up by their defense right here. A beautiful dribble drive by the freshman to Leggett. and then right here, and one, four-legged. Off of the great defense, body control, and one. And Pitt on a run, and it's all set up, though, Jay, by their team defense. Small.
Can't convert the and one. At a season-high 20 points for the
Reed. A play through him. Don't have him up out on the touch.
Salas off the mark. Pitt 12 to up 5 with 5 minutes left. A 17-point swing in this second half. Looking for more. Carrington got it.
The elevation on his pull-up game was some of the best I've seen for a freshman guard.
Hilbert had to get creative there. Just threw it off Hinson. He was in trouble.
And watch this high ball screen right here. Again, Reed flattens out too late. Great elevation by the freshman Carrington.
And timeout, Steve Forbes. With Pittsburgh on a 7-0 run. Wake up against it on the road. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Introducing Anabam, the only custom designer sofa starting at $639. Shop Anabam and join thousands of customers who are obsessing over our sofa and learn what sets us apart. Try it for yourself with our satisfaction guarantee, 30 days to fall in love, or all your money back. What are you waiting for?
I'm so glad you're my personal shopper.
I'm your bodyguard.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Day and night, right?
I actually only work the day shift.
Well, then who am I talking to at 3 a.m.?
I think you're confusing me with your Discover card again?
I am?
Yeah, it's their 24/7 customer service. They also protect you from fraud on unauthorized purchases.
Oh, really?
24/7 customer service.
What do you protect me from?
Mostly yourself.
And $0 fraud liability.
Oh.